everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Dodge Hornet. I know it's everybody's favorite Dodge vehicle right now in the lineup, and that's me being sarcastic. But ever since it made its debut in August of 2022, we were actually shown that it would get a performance upgrade through direct connection. So Dodge showed us basically this GLH package that was supposed to actually include some pretty interesting stuff. So I'm going back through my notes back from when I was actually at the event, and I was there front row and center when this vehicle made its debut. So what Dodge said was they were going to have these parts from direct connection. They were going to have a suspension lowering kit that would drop the ride height over an inch, improve handling, and reduce body roll during cornering. They were going to introduce an unrestricted dual exhaust featuring black chrome tips and a straight-through design to enhance exhaust flow and deliver a deeper, more aggressive exhaust note. Exclusive direct connection GLH 20-inch machine-faced wheels. Lightweight performance wheels designed to reduce unsprung weight and improve responsiveness. There was supposed to be a special GLH graphics and branding package. This includes racing stripes, a unique red Hornet badge for the front fenders, as well as the Goes Like Hell badging, paying homage to the 1980s Omni GLH, which we'll talk about here in a few seconds. Black painted lower trim with exhaust cutout for the rear fascia, enhances the sporty appearance and accommodates the high performance exhaust system. There was also supposed to be a stage kit performance upgrade through direct connection, which is supposed to offer a stackable upgrade packages, kind of like what they have for the Red Eye and the Hellcats and stuff. This included an engine control unit tuner for increased boost calibration, enhanced transmission tuning, and optimized acceleration and responsiveness. They were also going to include an enhanced braking system, so upgraded brake pads, rotors provide increased stopping power to handle the improved performance capabilities. So again, that was what Dodge had promised us back in 2022. And it's very interesting that it took this long to get here. Now, the Hornet has never been a strong seller for Dodge, unfortunately. I mean, when we first seen this vehicle, we figured it would be pretty good, but high prices and the fact that it's basically just a rebadged Alfa Romeo really hasn't done much for it. I had a chance to drive one. You can watch the video on here back in November. And overall, I mean, it's nice. The powertrain's phenomenal in it. But because it's designed for the European market, it kind of doesn't fit in the Dodge's lineup. So it's kind of one of those vehicles that was kind of like shoehorned in there because Dodge needed something. Unfortunately, it's kind of not a Dodge at all. You get into it and it doesn't feel like a Dodge. While the front fascia looks like a Dodge, it doesn't look like a Dodge from anywhere else in it. So yeah, it's an appealing vehicle, but again, it's priced too much. We're seeing that the Hornet is actually getting a price reduction here pretty quick to kind of align where the incentives have been pushing it for the past couple years. So Dodge will be lowering the price on the Hornet, but they are going to introduce finally this GLH package. Now, again, the GLH package actually was shown on two different concepts. So first of all, let's go back through and talk about the GLH. The first thing we should talk about is the Shelby GLH. Now here's one, this is actually a GLHS, and the GLHS the S part stands for some more, like S, M-O-R-E. This was the secondary version of it, but nonetheless, it was a little Omni, and actually the Shelby Charger got a GLHS model as well. These were the top-of-the-line performance variants for these models, and they were done by Carroll Shelby's team, along with Dodge, and ended up being little pocket rockets for back in the day. The little turbocharged four-cylinders really proved their way on the autocross tracks and stuff around the United States, so they actually got a pretty good performance and cult following if you really like the Omni and the Shelby Charger. Then we seen the GLH name reappear back in, what was it, like 2015. It was 2015. And that was with the Dodge Dart GLH concept. Now, this was a pretty cool package that Dodge threw together for the SEMA show out in Las Vegas. Basically, what it did was it added, a sportier body kit to the Dart, which already looked good. basically got rid of the crosshair grill, put a machined kind of grill mesh texture on the front instead of having the crosshairs, gave it, aftermarket Mopar wheels, ram air hood scoop, and stuff like that. But it really didn't do a whole lot for performance. It just kind of was like a body kit that actually looked pretty reasonable. So, fast forward to 2022, we got the Dodge Hornet GLH concept. That was the one that we seen at the Dodge Speedweeks event. That one, obviously, being based on the Hornet GT, you basically have the Hurricane 4, the 2-liter turbo engine with 268 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque. Ultimately, it made the Hornet look really sporty. Again, I was there in person. It really looked attractive. Actually, it was something I was willing to consider buying for the wife at the time until she actually drove the Hornet and didn't really like it. But nonetheless, the Hornet does have an actual cult following. A lot of people say, oh, hey, not a lot of people like the Hornet. Well, if you go online and actually read the owners' forums, there's a lot of people who actually love this car. And actually, I know a couple people here in Metro Detroit that actually own the Hornet that have been waiting for this package, and they've been dying to get these things from Direct Connection. It wasn't too long after we seen the GT model, we actually got a look at the RT model. Now, they showed this one off a few months later, and actually, this one was painted white, but had the same exact features, same graphics and everything. Again, with the RT model, you get a turbocharged 1.3-liter 4-cylinder engine, but it's mated to a rear axle mounted e-motor. So basically, with the combined output, it basically makes 288 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. That motor setup is awesome. I wish they would have brought it for the Jeep Renegade here, but nonetheless, it's a great powertrain. It's just in a package that really isn't a Dodge. But this new package looks really good on the RT in white. So we were just waiting for Dodge to say something, and finally we just kind of gave up, because there's been times before where Dodge has promised stuff for compact vehicles. Like back in 2014, they had promised a Scat Pack package for the Dart. We've seen it on the Charger and the Challenger. As a matter of fact, my 2014 Dodge Charger RT all-wheel drive actually had the Mopar actually back then it wasn't Direct Connection, it was just Mopar Performance Scat Pack Stage 1 kit. So that added a ECM. It basically added a Mopar catback exhaust, and it gave you a little Scat Pack B package emblem for the back windows. So I actually had that on my car, but they were going to offer something like that in 3 different stages for the Scat Pack Dart, and they never made it, never built it. They showed it off to the public at SEMA, but never made it into production. So that's what kind of happened here, where a lot of people, I think, were just thinking like, hey, it's not going to happen. But Matt actually said some pretty interesting things that kind of opened my eyes about it. So the first thing he said was the Hornet GLH was a concept, but you should see it this calendar year. Let's leave it at that. So he just basically said, hey, it's coming this year. And he wasn't going to say much about it. He just said, hey, it's coming. So we don't know how much this is going to cost. Hopefully Direct Connection, which has been super slow at actually introducing their new catalogs every year. Direct Connection's been around now for going on 4 years, and we've only gotten 2 online catalogs. So Dodge and Mopar really need to jump on that and start updating that like big time, especially with it being online. You can buy a physical catalog for $10, or you can go online and read it for free and order from it. The only thing is like when you don't update it on a regular basis, it kind of is useless, especially if you have it on like an online form. So not many people buy an actual catalog anymore. So Dodge really needs to jump on the Direct Connection website and update it like regularly. So that way people can see when the parts are available and order them. But again, I know quite a few people that are like, well, not quite a few. I know at least 2 that are friends of mine that really are looking forward to these parts. So I know they can't wait. But if you go on and go to like Facebook and read like the Hornet fan pages and stuff, there's actually quite a few people that really have been waiting for these aftermarket parts for their Hornet. So Again, the Hornet's not going anywhere. People thought, hey, it's a failed vehicle and stuff. According to my sources, hey, the Hornet's going to be here probably until 2028. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm really hoping that they take and keep the Hornet in the lineup and basically introduce, it as a North American specific model, meaning that it's designed here and built here, not like, built as an Italian vehicle, rebadged as a Dodge sent from Italy. I would love to see this, like a new generation of Hornet built specifically for North America here, built at Brampton, which is going to build the new generation of Jeep Compass. So we're going to see the new Jeep Compass, matter of fact, in the first quarter of 2026. So hopefully that Stella medium platform would be perfect for a Dodge Hornet and make it a little sportier. So I would love to see that. Hopefully we will, but hopefully this is just the start of Dodge actually adding performance upgrades to the Hornet and trying to make it more appealing to customers. It kind of sucks that, the original batch of customers, were kind of like promised these things, and now we're 2.5 years into their ownership, if they still have it, and have just been kind of abandoned until now. So again, we don't know when they're going to release it. We just know it's going to be later this year, and of course it's February, so it could be, fourth quarter for all we know. We don't know pricing. We do know that the Hornet is supposed to get a price reduction, which should be announced here pretty quick, so that's kind of exciting. But that's pretty much it for this package, but it is coming, so keep that in mind. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.